Apex Legends is almost in its 12th season, and with that new season, a new legend is coming also, bumping us to 20 total legends. And all of these legends have their strengths and weaknesses, but there are some that are lacking usefulness to teams. So hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down 5 legends you don't want to main when solo queuing. Sometimes a legend just isn't that strong in the meta and it happens, so I want to give you ones to avoid currently to help you out on your ranked climb. And speaking of helping on rank climbs, if you guys want highly in-depth legend guides, gameplay breakdown videos, and tons more content from high-level players, you definitely want to check out the GameLeap website. I personally have made tons of content for the site, and I promise you that you will not find videos like that anywhere else. So if you want to climb to Diamond, Masters, or Predator, go click the link in the description right now and grab your membership today. Now, I just want to start things off by mentioning all legends have their time and place for being valuable. People have solo queued to high ranks with every single legend, but that isn't the point of the video right now. The point of this is to show you legends that lack in a few key areas that could be hindering your climbs. So let's kick this off with legend number 1, and that is Crypto. Crypto has always been in a weird place since he came out in Season 3. His ult was a little different in the way it affected people and how armors interacted with it. And now he is a little bit better, I will give him that, and offers more to a team in terms of fighting. But teams need to be fully coordinated in order to get full usefulness out of him. If you are sitting on your drone and your team wanders away from you, then you're all alone and have no backup if someone runs up on you. And I know some people are probably saying, well, where's my team? They should be near me when I'm on my drone. And teams should be near each other, but randoms are very ADHD. They see something shiny and they run full speed towards it, so you can never count on them to protect you. Also, when Crypto pops his EMP, if teams aren't able to capitalize off of it right away, the enemy will heal and you'll be back to a straight up 3v3. The only saving grace for Crypto as a solo queue is that he can get beacon knowledge very safely, plus grabbing banners through his drone. It does make things nicer, but you have to get away in order to grab banners, and I don't know about you, but I've never let a Crypto slip out of my fingers when I'm playing a highly mobile legend, so it's almost never that you'll actually be able to grab banners. Part of Crypto being bad for solo queue relies on him sitting still to be useful, so that transitions perfectly into legend number 2 to avoid, and that is Rampart. Now, I do want to start this one off by saying Rampart does have some really cool situations that she can be in. Sheila, when spun up, can be very solid at wiping teams, plus the walls do offer some decent cover when in a pinch. But the issue Rampart falls into, and why I don't suggest her as a solo queue legend, is she doesn't fall into a role. What I mean by a role is every balanced team comp you have 3 roles covered: entry fragger, secondary fragger, and support. Let's take a very standard team comp at the moment: Wraith, Bloodhound, Gibraltar. Wraith is the entry fragger, she's first into fights and draws attention. Blood is the secondary fragger, they are next into the fight and help clean up. While the support, Gibraltar, moves up and helps them finish off whoever's left, then allows them to safely reset. Rampart doesn't really fit into these roles, so you're losing out on one key area. She doesn't have the mobility to be a secondary fragger or the abilities to be a support. Because she isn't able to fill one role, I personally don't think she's that good of a solo queue legend. Now, what about a legend that does fit into a role but still falls short? Well, for that I'm going to have to say legend number 3 is Wattson. And this one kind of pains me to say. I love Wattson. I've played her a ton. I used to main her for my team when I first got into scrims and tournaments. I have a lot of hours and kills on her. But where Wattson falls short is she is very one-dimensional on her defensive abilities. What I mean by that is you can't really play her aggressive like you can with Caustic. She isn't that good at taking space. That isn't to say it's impossible. There are some people who do this and do it very well, but they are exceptions. Most people are not on their skill level. I don't want to say, oh yeah, this one guy who is amazing at the game can do it, so you can too. It will get you killed, you'll lose RP and then blame me. I would rather you be mad at me for telling the truth than to be mad at me because I lied to you. Wattson does do well when she's able to fully lock up a building and can hold them down extremely effectively. But if the enemy has a Caustic, you're more than likely going to be slowly sieged out with how much better his barrels are right now. I really hope she comes back into meta soon with a few more tweaks to her kit, but as of right now, I just can't say she's a good choice for solo queuing. Now, the next legend may be a bit hard for some people to swallow because legend number 4 has a bit of a cult following, and that is Mirage. Mirage is another one like Rampart. They don't actually fit into a role. Some people like to think he's offensive enough to be a secondary fragger, but he doesn't really have any offensive abilities. On top of that, his abilities are actually pretty easy to predict, and if you know what you're looking for, you can always tell which one the real Mirage is. So as you climb into higher ranks, you'll start to be countered more and more and lose a lot more of your usefulness. Maybe if his clones get a few more tweaks or upgrades in the future, he will be a bit better, but I also will give a little bit of credit to his res. If you are being third-partied, you could get a res off fairly safely as they wouldn't know where you were. This could help you turn the tides of fights, allowing your teammates to get armor swaps and start fighting once again. Though I don't know how much of his kit would actually fall under support. He's another legend that just kind of exists in the game but never falls into a role. For pubs, I'd say he's a good main. Tricking someone with your clones is funny to do, but as a ranked legend, especially solo queue, I don't think he stacks up, and I don't recommend playing him because he isn't that good in a lot of situations. If you are wanting to be more of an aggressive support, try Gibraltar out. Once you get used to his size, he is actually a ton of fun to play in the support role and can be highly aggressive when the time comes. You can't pull off bamboozles with him, but hey, small price to pay in order to actually be useful to your team. Now next up is legend number 5, and this one may freak people out a bit, but please hear me out. This one is Bangalore. You still here? Good. Let me explain why I have her on this list. Bangalore is built around blocking line of sight and playing highly aggressively with her passive, allowing her to reposition quickly while not being seen thanks to her smokescreen. This can really help teams out in fights because you have someone taking aggressive off angles and providing tons of cover and crossfire. But what is there multiple in the game currently with another rumored to be on the way? That's right, scan characters. You have Bloodhound, you have Seer, you have Crypto, and kind of Caustic if you're in his gas. Plus there are 2 digital threat sites in the game currently that allow you to see through smoke. Her ability to be unseen while repositioning isn't able to happen anymore. There are so many legends that counter her, she loses a lot of usefulness in fights if they have one of 4 legends. 2 of them being extremely meta right now, so it's very likely you'll see them in a fight. Because of this, I think she falls off as a solo queue viable legend and you should look to main someone else. Even one of the most popular Bangalore players, Shiv FPS, is no longer playing her in tournaments because of how hard she gets countered by most of the characters in the meta. I know that tournaments and ranked are kinda different, but it's just an example. And like I said, each legend has situations where they are good, but when solo queuing you want to not have very many weak spots. These legends all have huge holes that teams can't fill when you are solo. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and if you did and want to stay up to date with even more Apex Legends tips and tricks, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. We do daily, highly educational Apex Legends videos that you do not want to miss out on. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.